Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you happen to be. Welcome to another edition of the Living World of Darkness Rage Across New York. The scene is set in the Umbra. And for some odd reason, New York has decided to take the weather at least, has decided to take a turn for the worst. There is currently rain from the tellurium sort of splashing around, and every so often you can hear the far off sound of thunder, as it is actually raining and thundering outside. How oddly appropriate. In any case, Alan Stewart, in the penumbral reflection of New York, has decided to, tour the Sept with their newest member, the Mistress of Challenges, Miss Victoria. And they are currently walking towards the Shrine of Great White Mouse, where the Tales Singer is known to go ahead and rest his weary bones. But before that, Alan looks to Victoria and he says, "Some weather we're having."
Yeah, it is some weather, isn't it?
I don't suppose you brought it.
She kind of chuckles. No, not all thunderstorms are a thing of the Shadow Lords. Just half
Uh,
of them.
You should talk to Sam Sullivan, actually. From all the reports I get, he is the one that brings the thunder and the rain and lightning.
Another Shadow Lord showing off again.
Well, if he wanted to boast, he is unable to. For one reason or another, he speaks in whispers only.
That's adorable.
That is a question for you, actually. Is that one or a few of the spiritual bands that Grandfather Thunder and his brood has?
That would be something you would have to find out. Because I don't know specifically what the Shadow Lord is up to.
Fair enough, fair enough. What do you know about the Sept totems? I know I'm talking theory nonsense, but I thought I'd just ask off the cuff and see if you knew anything.
I know we follow Great White Mouse and Chimera.
Yes.
Interesting choice for Chimera. I can understand Great White Mouse. It's New York, but
As far as Chimera, I actually am very well. I can say that he is a boon here. I'm of the dancing moon, the moon of dreams, and I don't know. I just feel very comfortable having that totem look over me.
no, and I'm saying it's not a good thing. It's just peculiar.
What is peculiar about it, or what would you think would make more sense?
Just an observation. I didn't actually say I had an answer. Just an observation.
Fair enough, fair enough. They go ahead and walk closer to the shrine of Great White Mouse, and there, Aaron, you can go ahead and enter the scene.
Okay. So as you guys walk closer to Great White Mouse,
Rolling for stealth.
oh goody.
Both of those are active.
Damn it.
Let's do it. X, plus that, plus that. Okay. So I'm rolling out a div 4.
Yep.
Not the best one.
Lies.
You could have sworn somebody was walking by you, Alan.
With those amount of successes, you just pretty much, Alan looks towards Aaron. Aaron says, "Honors, how you doing this fine evening?"
Honors is sitting by the close of close by the shrine of Great White Mouse, playing a small tune to his harmonica. And as as he hears his name, he looks up. And you can hear him say in spirit speech, "Okay." And as he turns around and says, "Hey, Alan."
Honors, right. I'd like you to meet. He turns around,
Huh?
stops for a second, pauses. No one, apparently. Sort of drops his arm like, the fuck?
Second person, female. Couldn't tell what tribe. It's very sneaky. Don't know exactly where she is at the moment.
I'm confused now. Scratch his head.
Aaron gets out a map of his magpie swag, lays it on the ground, and pulls out a little stone with a cord attached to it. Do you have a name?
I have a first name, Victoria.
Oh. Victoria. What do you think, guys? Would that do? Would that do? Yes? Would that do?
If you need more, Shadow Lord, probably a Philodox. She is the mistress of challenges that held out a few days ago. Actually, Aaron, if you got the gift of recall, you can easily get that information.
Osborne. That's it. I'm quite sure she's currently laughing in the shadows, watching us fooling her around. Oh well.
I am both terrified and confused and want my mommy.
Oh, stop your whining.
I'm just giving an accurate description of what my current mental condition is.
And I'm sure she'll feed off it like honey, as the stone will point in a direction. Hello.
Your wave. Blow your kiss. Hi. Just having a little bit of fun.
I can see that. I can see that.
Formal introductions. Aaron honors the loss. This is Victoria Osborne. Victoria Osborne. This is Aaron honors the loss.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm the tail singer.
Pleasure to meet you. She'll actually hold out her hand.
He'll reach out and shake it. Adrian, Galliard.
Philodox.
Yoff, Raya.
Adrian. They're like equals. She's
Yoff.
not.
Yoff, then. Yoff means honored equal. So, how can I help our mistress of challenges today?
Just came to talk. Honestly.
Okay. Well, what sort of conversation would you like to have?
I hear that you know all of the secrets. So, of course, me curious as a cat, I came to find out.
Oh boy. See, that's the funny thing about secrets. Some of them have a price, some of them I give away for free.
Well, I'm sure this won't put you out too much. The things that have been happening around the set. Nothing too esoteric.
Just things happening on and around the set.
Perhaps a brief history of the PAX and the events leading up to and after the Storm Eater?
I could do that, or I could give you a complete review of my time here and all the experiences. that have been going on socially in here.
That would work too. What would you like? She kind of puts up her hands.
Well, first of all, let's start with the packs. There are a few packs in this sept at the moment. One being my own, Striders of Ice and Concrete. We are currently the oldest pack in this sept. There is Silver Tongues pack, Memento Mori. One of the newer packs to the sept, about a few months, 4 or 5.
4 months at least.
Okay. There are the Knights of the Black Mane, recently formed. There are the Hunters of the Lost, which have been reformed out of the Worm Raiders. Let's see. I'm missing some. There were the Dead Rabbits, but they recently dissolved. I think I am forgetting a pack. Let's see.
She plays with her hair. Still paying attention.
No, that's everybody. That's all the packs at the moment. There are a lot of Garu do not have packs at the moment. For some odd and strange reason. But I think most of them are currently working on that. That last time I heard, packs are starting to form again. If not with some trouble.
Interesting. What kind of trouble?
I can speak to one attempt to form a pack between Brian O'Malley, Fiona Galliard, Grins and Smoke, Chaldagaya Ragabash, and two past the Getafenrir Arun. Unfortunately, that attempt pretty much broke off when one of their potential members, died.
Oh, that's a shame.
Mm-hmm. 'Tis a casualty in war, and we honor the fallen.
Indeed.
I believe there is rumors that Andre Takamunti, Dragos, and some others are also trying to form a pack. They briefly asked one of my pack mates if they would like to. I find no offense in it, but it was politely declined.
Oh.
Politely, he says.
Well, I think Zeke's got some good old Southern manners, I tell you what.
Well, I expect nothing less. Grins and Smoke is currently being coerced by you guys, right?
Yes, we would have. We find it fairly excellent to have another of unicorns brewed under our number.
Yeah. Good.
Tell me about this Aaron. I don't think I've heard much of him.
Aaron?
You're Aaron. She snaps her fingers. Andre, 2 A's. Sound kind of similar.
Ah. See, Aaron is my name, but Andre is the one you mean. Andre Tarkamunti. Andre Tarkamunti used to be the leader of the Worm Raider pack. The pack that still follows Suktena as the Hunters of the Lost. And you guys can see that whilst he is talking, some some of the bat spirits start to flap down and hang on his arm and on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, if it hasn't been noticed, a flock of dud spirits is currently trailing behind Alan.
You got it, buddy. In any case, Andre Tarkamunti used to be the former alpha of the Worm Raider pack. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Bit of can of worms, that one. Seems very focused, seems very, how should I put it?
Shadow Lordy?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say shadowed, I'd say more like driven
Okay.
to himself, or his, I think it's a combination between himself and his auspice. Though Shadow Lordy, well, I'm quite sure he walks and talks, but still, I am no judge of who is a good Shadow Lord and who is not a good Shadow Lord. No, Mr. Tarakamunti started to form the Worm Raider pack about, what was it? I believe 6 months ago. No, was it 7? It was comprised of a bonar by the name of Louis himself and Mr. Kotori, who we all know today as one of the Guardians. Several hardships this pack went through, like any other Garu pack. However, Mr. Tarkamunti has an issue. He's not very good with his rage, with his anger, and so that has led him to, well, trouble.
Explain what you mean, if you can.
One day, my packmate Kachina wakes the mountain, goes back to his homelands in the north as a Wendigo, and he requires assistance. So the Worm Raiders go and myself go to help him in his endeavors against a corporation that threatened to his homeland at the time. What we found there was one of the kinfolk being imprisoned in an oil corporation, as well as 2 of our lupus kin being hooked up to various machines and being tests performed upon. Now, this sight enraged all of us. It made us all angry. And that passion, that fury that Gaia gives us, that Luna blesses us with, both blesses and curses us with, came to a boil. None of us actually lost control except Andre, and he lost every bit of control.
And that's a race check.
You're going to be making many of those. Actually, can I roll Wits Empathy just really quickly to see if she's getting angry or not?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Rolling, I'm going to guess with 4 successes.
She's getting pissed.
Okay, yeah, dove spirits behind me. Go ahead and throw some birdseed their direction. Like, guys, do your job.
I guess that's 2 successes?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 2. You see anger flash across her face as she grits her teeth, bites into her lip, and starts to draw blood a bit. Continue.
As you so wish. Andre lost control. We very quickly vanquished the foes. However, he had realized what he had done. Or had he? If he has, I wonder. Would he kill himself? Well, that question has already been answered. Anyway. So, all things said and done, nobody of us dies, nobody gets seriously hurt.
Thank Gaia.
Thank Gaia. One could only imagine the damage that an angry Arun can do. Were it not for Kuchina, of course, with his resilience and his fortitude. Our next tale of greatness, greatness. Actually, yeah, we should tell the entire story.
Let's tell the entire story so that all the highs and all the dives can be matched and be weighed.
Later on, the storm took place. It took a hold of these lands. As such, we as a Sept sought allies. We sought reinforcements. So we went and opened up communications to the Sept of Running Stones, the Uktena Sept. As we all know, the Uktena are great with spirits. They are the Feyrges amongst Feyrges. But we didn't receive an answer. We never received a confirmation or a comply or anything. So the Worm Raiders, they following Uktena themselves, went ahead and went there to provide assistance. They encountered on the Moon Bridge a battle between the members of the Sept and a mighty Bane Spirit. They helped bind the Bane Spirit and they went back to the Sept. And they explained the situation there and got informed that they were in a situation of war themselves. For you see, recently a hive was created there. The Uktena could not find it, however. It was blocked. It was guarded by an entity known as Kirijama, the hidden foe. It appears to be a worm totem. Ominous, ominous indeed. So, the Worm Raiders get a task. Something is powering this totem. We need you to get rid of it. We need you to take care of it so we can start and launch an assault on this hive. Worm Raiders went ahead, got rid of the bleeding heart, beating fresh green blood into a pit. They destroyed it, they burned it, cleansed it with fire. And so the Uktena were able to locate the hive. Our next task was to destroy the actual hive itself. Get rid of it. Cleanse it. I'm sure you've heard many great tales about the depravities of our enemies, Miss Osborne, so I'm quite sure I don't need to go into detail about the things we saw there.
She nods slightly.
So, in the end, we assault the hive. We do not lose any of our members. All of us survive. The hive of the heart of the hive, we've eliminated, cleansed, renamed, and is rewritten to the Gaian cause. Or so we thought. For on that day, we've missed something. Apparently a clue or a survivor or something for a few days later, no, a few weeks later. Uktena itself cried out in pain, cried out in anger and anguish, in hatred and fear. The Werewolves were supposed to go first, but they, for whatever reason, there was dissension in their ranks. They couldn't just go at that point. I believe that was the time when the Wendigo, Ben Renshaw, as he kind of looks to Al at that point, joined the pack.
Before my time?
Before your time. This caused a little bit of a dominant struggle in the pack, I do believe. So my pack, the Starters of Ice and Concrete, went to the Sept of Running Stones. We have among us Kachina, a respected member of the Wendigo. As such, we hope to talk to the Sept, but what we find is that the Sept is decimated, destroyed, completely ruined, killed, slaughtered. We found elders, Garu, kinfolk, men, women and child, laying on the floor, all dead. The lands beyond cried in pain. Uktena itself cried out. We do not know how, we do not know what it was. But the spirals were performing a great and powerful ritual in order to trap and snare and steal Uktena to the worm's side. This was where Kachina earned his deed name. He woke the mountain. He woke the mountains and smashed them all. Now, you might be wondering, what does this tale have to do with Andre and the Worm Raiders? Andre and the Worm Raiders, since they follow Uktena, after Uktena was restored to its power, came to his children and said, there are still those who have taken our lores, who have taken our knowledge. And above all, there is knowledge that I do not have and I want. He led his pack back to the Sept of Running Stone, this arranged chase, this lead. After they found it, they dispatched their enemies, quickly gathered up the information, lores, and knowledges, and returned home. We've finally gotten our allies. We've finally gotten our brothers and sisters in the fight against the storm. Three beings emerged from the storm's cocoon. One of rage, one of corruption, and one of never-ending hunger.
It's like chill goes across Alan's form.
Andre joined the group fighting against the being of rage, of hatred. This gave them more and more anger. This fueled their fires more and more and more and more. Multiple Gargu lost themselves to the wolf, found themselves in the frenzy of anger. Andre fell again.
What are the dove spirits doing?
The dove spirits are currently perched around all members of this little gathering, sort of just pervasive. It's just spreading a very, very calm aura around them.
I'd say use it. I'd say using the same effect as done in Odin Passem,
Yep,
which is
+2 to rage.
Yep, +2 to your rage difficulty.
Okay.
And this is how we lost Alan.
No. One success. Still not quite a frenzy. You see her bite her lip, but it's less severe. But the anger is still present as she furrows her brow and looks in. It's a look of disappointment and anger.
In the end, all battles are fought against the storm. The being of rage, of anger has been smited. Alan's pack here, Alan's pack single-handedly took on the aspect of corruption.
We were the only pack that was available to take that third wing, and we were the first pack to get in, get the target, come back. Worst for wear. Entirely worst for wear. We didn't see Zeke for like a month as he was recuperating.
Mother Larissa's potions work wonders indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the being of darkness, of lightning and thunder. From what I've gathered, from what I've heard, that one was quite lethal as well. Many Garu were on the verge of dying and losing the wolf there. They barely defeated it thanks to the Black Fury Afro, known as Wasp Stinger. Andre, at this point, having felt the worm at his heart twice, fell into the deep darkness of depression. And his Feurge, Kotori, had prophetic visions of his ancestors. Visions of an item that could help him, that could heal him. Heal Harano. Not just remove it, not just remove symptoms. Heal it. There was one problem. This item is in the abyss. The place of lost lores, the place of lost knowledges. The place where all things lost go. And above all, the housing place of what your tribe calls the traitor, Victoria.
Mm.
The Nightmaster. It is at this point that the Worm Raiders had added a new member to their pack, a member of my tribe, and one of the then parents here's cubs, at the time freshly minted Cleve.
Xavier Wazir, Silent Strider, Galliard, Cleus, made his den father very proud that day.
They decided to go to the abyss to find this item. What darkness, what terrors they faced there. Some of them are whispered but not spoken of. The things that were spoken of, however, is one of cowardice, but also of bravery, of abandonment and comradeship, of brothers in arms and that of a weakling.
You cannot just give a summary, you must give the entire story.
Build up points, Alan. Build up points. Let me do my shit, okay?
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm not one to cramp your style.
They went to the Abyss. They first went to the Uktena homeland. The Uktena homeland is directly connected to the Abyss. Wonder above wonder. One must never look down into the Abyss. One must never, ever, ever look down into the darkness. This was one rule that they learned, and they did not break it. They descended. They went down and down and down until at a certain point even their totem couldn't see them anymore. Uktena couldn't see them, they couldn't follow them, couldn't hear them. They were alone down there. Eventually they found what they wanted. They found what they searched for. But they found something else as well. Or rather, something else found them. For they had stumbled upon the path of the Night Master. And with his claws of silver, started attacking them. The Ragabash, the Rat Talon Ragabash, smiles in the night, used his gnosis, used his knowledge of the Umbra to try and dig out, try and find an exit. He was the first one out, as is his auspice, as is the scout. The second one out was Andre.
No, Maroons are always the last to leave. They're the warriors.
Exactly. But he was the
Honors.
second one out.
He was the third. He was the third to leave.
No. Here's how the story goes. Smiles in the night. It made the hole. And Kotori jumped in after him. And then above this hole, through this exit, was standing there Andre and Xavier. The Foster Maroon and the freshly minted Cleve. The Alpha and the Omega of the pack. And Andre jumped down as Xavier was slashed by the claws of silver, taking out a lung out of his own body. Kotori heard this and turned around and went back, running past Andre as he went charging behind Smiles. Kotori healed. Kotori healed Xavier as he used his own gifts of running to run away together with Kotori. They barely escaped with their lives drained of rage, drained of gnosis, drained of their own will. They were alive. But at what costs? They found what they came for. They got what they came for. But the pack could no longer exist, as it were. Could no longer exist as it is today. Or that day, since it doesn't exist like it does that day anymore. For Andre is not a member of that pack. He left. Out of shame, out of regret, maybe out of pride. I wouldn't put it past him. They asked Uktena himself to judge them worthy or not, to judge them, to face Utena's punishment.
Did Andre stay to face punishment?
Utena stated that he had failed as an alpha, failed as a brother, but he did not fail as a child of Uktena. So the totem itself asked that no punishment be carried out, for he did not violate his laws. And this is where the Raiders, as we knew it that day, ended. They renamed themselves, becoming the Hunters of the Lost. Now counting Kotori, Smiles, Moonface, and Seeker of Answers amongst the number. Moonface and Seeker of Answers are both new to the set. They're young Philodoxes. One of the children of Gaia, and one of the Stargazers. What Andre is doing these days? Well, as he lifts up a bad spirit, apparently he's trying to appease these guys.
What do you mean?
He's seeking to redempt, or perhaps seeking forgiveness of the destruction of the Kamazotes.
Hmm.
As far as what he's doing else, well, he's walking around, doing his duties, talking to spirits, talking to bats, building shit. And that is where we bring us at this moment.
What about that hope for him? Was he able to get some kind of clarity or health due to his own depression?
Kotori has the item. Speaking to him, speaking to both of them, I do not think it has been used.
Perhaps there is something in there that will give them the answer that he dearly needs.
I hope he finds solace.
Ah, yes. The secrets of the abyss are not to be trifled with, after all.
Certainly hope that he goes about it in a much better manner than he has before.
Those are before.
Well, there was one attempt by him to go ahead and alleviate himself of his rage problem, to try to bring himself a little bit more calm.
I'll let you take this one, since it is important to your tribe, Alan.
Mm-hmm. And
I
so,
hope Andre did Unicorn proud.
there's going to be more birdseed tossed in the direction of the dub spirits. So we have Takamundi, the Shadow Lord, with an abundance, a cup and a half full of rage, do we not? Well, he goes talking to those wiser than him, and he comes along the idea that Unicorn and his brood would be able to temper his anger so that he does not fall into the thrall too overly much, that he does not frenzy and lose himself in battle. So he goes ahead and talks to a few of the Theurges, one of them being the Right Master Chase of the Storm. Now, the Right Master Chases the Storm looks at Andre very, very sternly, very, very seriously, and questions him. Are you sure? Are you sure you wish to summon Unicorn? Are you very sure? Are you absolutely certain? And Andre Takamundi, having no gymnage, having nothing to boast his deeds about, says, yes, sure. Chases the Storm, knowing that this is a terrible, terrible idea, but not wanting to stifle whatever Andre Takamundi might be able to spin or get out of that dealing.
That's a rage roll.
Yep.
I think she's in frenzy.
Oh, fuck.
I think that's frenzy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. What's the moon phase?
I believe it's Galliard tonight.
Let's see. Current moon, waxing crescent. Let's see.
Doesn't matter. I saw 2 8s and a 10.
Yeah, she's frenzy.
Yep, okay.
Hold on. Let's see. Zedvards, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Werewolf setting, moon phases, moon connection / moon phases. It is a crescent moon, so it's difficulty 7 + 1 + 2. So it's difficulty 10 for you to try and frenzy.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But for thematic purposes, at this point, she's going to start hitting the tree. Clearly breaking the skin on her hand. Please continue.
Alan goes ahead and straightens himself up. Okay. He's much more of a matter-of-fact voice right now. He's not going to color or exaggerate things anymore because she's angry. No need to make her even more angry.
I will say 3 levels of unsoakable lethal as she's like going ham on her hand. Keep going.
Right. So the grand tribal totem of my tribe, Unicorn, is indeed summoned. But not only that, the darker aspect of him, the one that protects the weak and defends against those that would try to harm the brood, Black Unicorn, also shows up. Takamundi tries. He converses with the spirit. He and Unicorn and Black Unicorn make a pact, understanding, of which there are 2 parts to this. The first part of it, the boon part, would be that Unicorn and her brood would offer Takamundi a measure of their calm and their serenity so that when the rage took him, it would not take him too overly much. The ban of this was twofold. One of which is that he would not be able to harm a living being that was not completely and utterly of the worm. Fair enough. But that included many, many different creatures on Gaia's Earth. So he would have to be extra careful not to harm any of them, not to step on a single butterfly, not to backhand any, stubborn Cleith, even if he really needed to be backslapped. The second one happened to be that he would not be able to refuse, or could not be able to refuse, a non-suicidal request from any of Unicorn's children, any of the children of Gaia Garu, or any of the children of Gaia Kinfolk. So, fair enough. The contract is made, it is set in stone, and we continue on.
So
Me,
please tell me that he made good on his promises.
well,
Lord in heaven.
for 2 weeks, I went ahead and looked around because I was not one to go ahead and give him a list of frivolous
Rage.
tasks.
So much rage. So much rage.
God damn it.
She is. She, keep going. As she's like, all calm and composure has left this woman. She's going to town on this tree. There's like a bloody hole where she's like punching a hole into the tree. The tree is
Damn.
shaking. The doves are scared. Everyone's scared. She's scared. Continue.
Okay, fair enough. Instead of giving him a list of frivolous tasks, I went ahead and looked around the SEP to see if there was anything that they required that they could use a rune like Andre for. And there were a few, one of which comes from my own packmate, another which comes from my Raya. However, the weeks passed. For one reason or another, he must have been distracted by other duties of the SEP, but he was unable to perform any of them. So, Black Unicorn appears. Oh, did I forget the point where Unicorn actually spoke directly to myself and every other child of Gaia? That was the thing that happened. So, Black Unicorn, in his magnificence, decides to show himself to the Sept, Takamunti as well, and offers him a way out. Pretty much.
What do you rage heal at this point because she's taking a lot of lethal damage?
It's just her arm. She can simply shift forms and they'll heal.
Mm-hmm.
She starts shifting into Krynos to start healing reflexively.
God
Shifts
damn!
back to Hamid.
God fucking damn it! Damn! Blink, blink. Alan, distracted for a moment, continues to go on. Get offers him a way out, a way to break the contract
She's holding
without
her hair. She's pacing. Keep going.
without causing too much dishonor or shame upon him or the brood. It was to simply take his very, very famed Fang dagger and offer it to somebody he thought would need it, somebody weaker than himself. It does not happen, but he
What do you
he
mean
does
it
it.
doesn't happen?
Well, before we could even get to that stage, Andre Takamuti comes to me, asks again the entirety of the list of requests from me to him. I go ahead and relate it. He proceeds to walk away. I ask and I call out for him to come back because there was something I forgot. He continues to walk on, and at that moment, the contract was completely and utterly broken.
Jesus God. Tell me there's no more to this damn story.
That is pretty much the end of that story. Unicorn and his brood do not offer any more solace to the Shadow Lord known as Andre Takamundi.
The tree collapses.
Aaron's just gonna make a mental note. Well, that's one Shadow Lord who needs to make a right contrition to that spirit.
Keep going.
That is the end of my story. That is Andre Takamunti's attempt to control his rage, which unfortunately ends with him offending entire spiritual brood.
She sits down, rubs her head. And tears start to fall as she starts to rock a little bit.
Oh my
Perception,
god.
empathy.
Oh god.
Oh boy. Let's see.
Beast it. Damn, I beast it. Fucking cow. How'd I do that?
You feel deep and unfathomable shame.
Ellen is gonna go ahead, and I assume she's rocking back and forth on the ground. And Ellen's gonna walk over, squat, say to her, I do not mean to tell this story to you out of wanting to see you like this. It was a story that you were probably going to hear from anybody, and I bequeath you. I honestly, sincerely ask you to go ahead and talk to Andre Takamuti about what he was going through and get his side of the story.
She looks at the bloody, crumpled tree.
Come on, come on, come on. He's
looks
offering you a big hug. Come on, come on. Just do it. You know you want to.
She puts up her hand. It's not in a very abrasive way. I'm not the huggy type.
Aaron's gonna walk over to the tree that was toppled over, kneel down before it, offer up 3 points of gnosis to the spirit to try and repair itself.
Ellen will look
As she
to.
notices that you're doing it, and before you begin to offer it, she says, no, let me. This was my fault.
He'll stand up again. Very well.
As she offers 4 points of gnosis to the tree.
The tree spirit will happily accept your offer of apology and start to reknit itself. I have obviously some Krinos or two will have to hold the tree back up so for like a couple of minutes so it can reknit itself into place. But after that, we're all good.
Let's do that. I need to not hear anymore right now.
Fair enough. Shift into the Krinos. Offer his support to the tree as it grows back.
Krinos!
Krinos! Doing it, in a timely manner so don't have to roll. Afterwards, after the tree has gone ahead and grown itself back to what it once was, Alan will simply look at Victoria and say, well, fair enough, but if you could do me a favor, Alan goes ahead and takes one of the dove spirits into his hand, looks at you, and simply says, these are fellas that like to comfort people, desperately want to comfort people. If you could do me a favor and just let it offer you a measure of comfort, that would help me greatly.
She looks at you, cocks her head. Okay.
Dove spirit will go ahead and fly over and perch itself on your shoulder.
She will kind of, on another nearby tree, crumple down, place her back against the tree, look towards Aaron. We really fucked up here, didn't we?
Well, I won't say that Mr. Tarkamonti's deeds are against him. I will say, however, that there are things he accomplished. He's a great warrior, one of the very best of the Sept, but he has shortcomings, as I've just told you, many of them.
But Aaron, as she looks to you almost pleadingly, do you know what they do to Shadow Lords that behave in the way he did?
I am not an expert on your tribe, Victoria.
She puts up her hand, believe me.
Well, as far as I can tell,
It
you
would
are... My apologies.
it would be something that would, dare I say, put the Get to shame.
Well, as far as I can tell, you are the highest ranking Shadow Lord on this Sept. I believe if your tribe has made a mistake, or if in your eyes your tribe has made a mistake,
You've made a grievous error. She puts her hands over her lips. The tears falling again. I'm sorry. It's unbefitting. I shouldn't be doing this in front of you.
I know mine.
People often come to me with their troubles. There is no offense here, no disrespect.
You'll find that this Sept has many warm hearts. It is necessary in a complete war zone.
All of us aren't awful. Look,
No, nobody's here condemns any of the Shadow Lords. At least I personally don't. The one episode with this Arun is just one episode.
all right. This is another question. Were reprimandations or apologies made to your tribe?
Me being the only representative at the time, no.
You see the look of shame again.
Aaron just kind of keeps a solid face when it is said that nobody here bears a grudge against the Shadow Lords. And kind of just nods along. This is a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Oh yeah, I don't have enough dice to burst through that.
How many manipulation subterfuge? So that would be perception, empathy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're actively using Truth of Gaia.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, let me check my dice pool. 7.
Alright, so give me a second. Let me look at this shit again. Goodness. I didn't want an emotional scene. God damn it.
Austin wins again by making other players cry.
Oh, shush you.
Shush. This wasn't supposed to happen. This was supposed to be like, oh, this is happening, not all of the feels. Alright, so let me rock with my perception empathy. 8 dice. Wait a second, Truth of Gaia. Does that reveal... I know this. Because Contemplate has this.
Let's see.
Because I'm blanking on it. Yeah. Intelligence empathy. Okay. Alright. It's intelligence empathy. I thought something different. My apologies. ST goofed.
Lol.
Okay. Would a specialty in cold logic.
It would. Yep. Go ahead and roll it.
So right now you're rolling for Truth of Gaia. I take it.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Let's go ahead and have that apply to Alan's last few statements, okay?
So I believe it's standard difficulty.
It's my manipulation subterfuge, which is a total of 7.
Okay, so it's diff 7, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
When he says that, yes, nobody here bears a grudge against the Shadow Lords, it's and when Aaron
Matt,
says,
very
yeah,
quickly,
yeah,
that goes ahead and pings the truth as far as the person saying the words. Alan has no idea about Aaron's prejudices.
nope, nope. But when Aaron says, yes, of course, there is falsehood in there, but you can't because the gift doesn't exactly tell you uh, what is the truth.
False. Yeah, what is the truth? But she know there was a falsehood in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a falsehood in Aaron's words, in
Right.
the yes, yes.
Okay. She looks to you. Whatever the Shadow Lords have done to you, I will be gathering the Shadow Lords that remain, and I will go to Grandfather Thunder himself and offer myself his judgment, or offer myself to his judgment.
You get a smile from Aaron as he holds up a hand and a bat will hang from it, and he'll say, "Victoria, the Shadow Lords have taken something from me that I will never ever get back." And as he says that, you can just feel cold air. The ground beneath his feet start to wither and die as his skin grows pale and colorless as he looks to the bats. And he still has that smile on his face.
Maybe it won't fix the past, but it's a start.
Perhaps. As the color returns to his face, as the plant around his feet regain their figure, and the cold air starts to dissipate again as Aaron offers up a point of gnosis to the ground beneath his feet as an apology.
She looks to the standing child of Gaia, looks up. I make this promise to you as well.
I thank you for the promise. I do ask one thing. Could you keep me abreast about this particular situation? I do sometimes worry.
She shakes her head.
Thank you. This has been a rather eventful day. sort of steps back as outside, or at least in the Tellurium realms, the rain and thunder and lightning continues to go ahead and pelt the New York city streets.
She takes another deep breath. I take it Andre is the only one that's done a thing.
He is the only one with a record that is well known. There are several other Shadow Lords still within the Sept, that being of Sam Sullivan, who has actually proven to be quite an adept Theurge, as well as
Yes, that
Leo.
Leopold Dalka, the
Yeah,
Swift Hand of Justice.
he is still within the Sept and had some interesting episodes when he first arrived.
I see. Anything I should be made aware of? She looks again.
Leo, let's see. He was involved in a one-man raid in a warehouse that went sour, and he was unable to recover certain evidence. Nothing that was veil breaching, but definitely stuff that was damaging to his continued operations in New York.
Though recently he's fixed that. Apparently he's gotten some allies. There were some disrespectings from time to time, but from what I can see, he's sitting, making notes, observing.
Being a much more civil, or just being a much more quiet. I don't know really.
She puts up her hand. Fair enough. Disagreements I can handle. They can be rectified. Slandering a whole tribe, that's a whole different matter. Hopefully Unicorn won't choose to curse the Shadow Lords in this region for one Guru's mistake.
As far as I understand it, Unicorn and Earthroot are probably the most merciful and understanding of all the spiritual broods. That doesn't mean they don't take offense to the young Shadow Lord's actions. It's just that they don't extend those offenses to all of that tribe.
Can you confirm that?
I can speak with Unicorn. No, wait, actually. Alan goes ahead and stoops over. My little dove friend, could you do me a favor? Can you carry my words to the great Unicorn and ask him if he holds any offense to the entirety of Grandfather's Thunder's children?
Flap, 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 flap.
You'll get your answer in a matter of moments. It just usually takes him a while. He has to find the right totem.
She
Flap,
nods.
flap, 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 flap. The little dove spirit will tell you, benevolent Unicorn is not angry at Grandfather Thunder. He is merely angry at this one Lord of Shadows.
Alan will go ahead and relate the words to Victoria and, well, honors simply because he's there as well.
She nods and sighs a legitimate sigh of relief.
Well, that was the Tail Singer. If there's any other person of interest that you would want to see right now, we can try to find them. However, I think the Sept is starting to drift into sleepiness.
No, I think I might retire. I have to catch up with Frozen Hammer at some point.
Very well, my dear Raya.
We have much to discuss.
It was a pleasure speaking with you.
As she looks at you kind of with an upturned eyebrow. Are you sure, or are you just saying that?
I may not like your tribe, Victoria, but that doesn't mean I hate every single one of you.
She looks at you and smiles. Looks like not everybody in this world is a complete piece of shit.
Scratching head. No, I think you can find shit anywhere. Closes his fucking mouth, and she's in the presence of two Rayas.
She thanks you both and begins walking off.
Alan will go ahead and look to Aaron and simply say, well, that was a thing.
Apparently it was.
Yeah. In any case, I got no business with you, but I do look forward to seeing you again.
Ah, I'm hurt.
Well, I gotta hear the history of my own pack and see how it's viewed in the nation.
Fair enough. If you want to, I can tell you some juicy rumors.
Please do so. He sits down.
And the juicy rumors will start, beginning with Zeke, as we end our scene for tonight.
Thank you all for coming along. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Thank you, players, for playing. We will see you all again next time. Toodles.
Toodles.